जय हिंद दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू सोल्जर अनप्लग्ड। आई एम योर साइंस मेंटोर और आज हम एनडीए का एग्जाम पैटर्न और उसके साइंस के सिलेबस के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्टली विल टॉक अबाउट पैटर्न ऑफ द एग्जाम, देन डिटेल्ड सिलेबस, देन लास्ट 5 ईयर ट्रेंड्स एंड देन रिसोर्सेज फॉर द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन। एनडीए एग्जाम दो सेक्शंस में डिवाइडेड है, मैथमेटिक्स जो 300 मार्क्स का है एंड जर्नल एबिलिटी टेस्ट जो 600 मार्क्स का है, और इसके अंदर साइंस अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 200 मार्क्स का है। ऑफिशियल सिलेबस सोर्सेज के लिए आप यूपीएससी की वेबसाइट पे जा सकते हैं, upsconline.nic.in and indianarmy.nic.in. Then we have science syllabus. Science is divided into 3 sections: physics, chemistry and biology. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग फिजिक्स के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं। फिजिक्स में हमारा फर्स्ट टॉपिक है measurement, motion and force. In this we'll talk about physical quantities, scalar and vector quantities, then motion in 1 dimension and 2 dimension. Then we have laws of motion and friction. Then we'll talk about work, energy and power. In this we'll talk about types of work, positive and the negative work, conservative and non-conservative forces. Then we have kinetic energy and potential energy, then work energy theorem, collision and conservation of momentum. Now we have gravitation. In this we'll talk about acceleration due to gravity, gravitational potential energy. Then we have planetary motion and satellite, which is the important topic. Then we have center of mass and rotational motion. In this we'll talk about moment of inertia, torque and angular momentum. Now we have oscillation and waves. In this we'll study about SHM, that is simple harmonic motion, simple pendulum, oscillations of spring, types of mechanical waves. In this we'll study about longitudinal and transverse waves, characteristics of sound, sonar and then superposition of waves. Then we have electrostatics. In this we'll study about electric charge, electric field, electric potential, electric dipole and capacitors. Then we have current electricity. In this we'll study about Ohm's law, resistance and temperature's effect on it. Then we have electric cell, Wheatstone bridge, different measuring devices, then we have heating effects of current, then chemical effect of electricity. Now let's talk about properties of matter. In this we'll study about what is matter, then hydrostatics, viscosity, intermolecular forces and surface tension. Then we have temperature, heat and kinetic theory of gases. In this we'll talk about different scales of temperature, thermal expansion, specific heat, latent heat and kinetic theory of gases and gas laws. Then we have thermodynamics. In this we'll talk about laws of thermodynamics and transmission of heat. Then we have optics. Optics में हम लोग reflection, refraction, lens, prism, scattering of light, human eye and optical instruments को study करेंगे. Then we have magnetic effects of electric current and magnetism. इसमें हम लोग electromagnetics पढ़ेंगे, magnet like bar magnet. Then we have Earth's magnetism, electromagnetic induction and alternating voltage. Now we have nucleus and radioactivity. In this we'll talk about nuclear structure and radioactivity. Then we have modern physics. In this we'll talk about cathode rays, matter wave, photoelectric effect, X-rays and semiconductor. Now let's talk about chemistry. केमिस्ट्री में हमारा फर्स्ट टॉपिक है फिजिकल एंड केमिकल चेंजेस. देन वी हैव एलिमेंट्स, मिक्सचर्स एंड कंपाउंड्स. इसमें हम लोग स्टेट्स ऑफ मैटर पढ़ेंगे, टर्म्स रिलेटेड टू चेंज ऑफ स्टेट, देन क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्योर सब्सटेंसेस एंड प्रॉपर्टीज, देन मिक्सचर सेपरेशन मेथड्स एंड इमल्शंस. Then we have laws of chemical combination and gas laws. In this we'll talk about chemical combination laws, gas laws, ideal gas and ideal gas equation. Then we have concept of atomic, molecular and equivalent masses. इसमें हम लोग atomic mass, molecular mass, equivalent weight, vapor density, mole concept, then balancing of chemical equations study करेंगे. Then we have atomic structure, Dalton's atomic theory and atomic models पढ़ेंगे. Then we have Planck's quantum theory and atomic species. Then we have radioactivity. In this we'll talk about alpha rays, beta rays and gamma rays. Half life period study करेंगे. Then nuclear fission and use of radioactive isotopes. This is an important topic. Then we have periodic classification of elements. इसमें हम लोग periodic table study करेंगे और elements की classification study करेंगे और उनकी periodic properties भी. Then we have chemical bonding. We'll talk about valency. Then we'll talk about chemical bonds and their characteristics. Then hydrogen bond and metallic bond. Then we have acids, bases and salts. In this we'll talk about properties of acids, properties of bases and salt and hydrolysis. Then we have redox reaction. In this we'll talk about oxidation number, oxidizing agents and the oxidation process, then reduction process and the reducing agents. Then we have electrochemistry. In this we'll study about electrode potential, electrochemical series which is very important, then electrolysis and corrosion. Then we have non-metals and their compounds. इसमें हम लोग physical और chemical properties पढ़ेंगे हाइड्रोजन की, then water molecule के structure को पढ़ेंगे, then crystalline forms of carbon, crystalline forms of carbon coal, oxides of carbon, oxygen and nitrogen study करेंगे. Then we have important topic which is some important chemical compounds. Now let's talk about biology. Biology में हमारा सबसे पहला topic है diversity in living world. In this we'll talk about characteristics of living beings, then classification of kingdoms like kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia, and then viruses. Then we'll talk about cell and cell cycle. इसमें हम लोग cell theory पढ़ेंगे, types of cells, structure and its functions, then cell organelles and cell division, जिसमें meiosis and mitosis आएगा. Then we have biomolecules. We'll talk about water, carbohydrates, protein, nucleic acids, lipid, minerals, vitamins. And then this is the important topic which is nutritional deficiencies. Then we have structural organization in plants. In this we'll talk about morphology of plant and anatomy of plant. Then we have structural organization in animals. ये एक separate topic पढ़ेंगे हम लोग. Then we have plant physiology. इसमें हम लोग transportation पढ़ेंगे. Then photosynthesis, respiration, plant hormones. Then we have reproduction in plants. Reproduction में हम लोग asexual और sexual reproduction के बारे में discussion करेंगे. And then human physiology, which is very important. इसमें हम लोग movement and locomotion, respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, reproductive system, nervous system और endocrine system, ये सब topics study करेंगे. Then we have health and diseases. In this we'll talk about infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, immunity क्या है ये जानेंगे, vaccination and immunization. Then we have plant breeding. इसमें हम लोग methods of plant breeding study करेंगे. And then we have economic importance of biology. ये बहुत important topic है. इसमें हम लोग zoology में economic importance क्या है, botany में क्या है और microbes जो human welfare में है उसके बारे में study करेंगे. Now this is the subject-wise 5-year trends. You can see in physics, chemistry and biology. Physics is of utmost importance in 2024, 23, 22, 21 and 20. And then we have chemistry and biology. So these are the resources for the preparation. सबसे important है कि आप लोग class notes study करेंगे. Then you have to practice the PDF and the questions which we will provide you. Then sheets and modules. और अगर आपको concept clear करना है तो आप NCERTs +1 +2. And also if you want to do some extra practice of the questions, you can refer the Pathfinder NDA book. So this was the whole discussion about the syllabus. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Jai Hind.